Hey there, this is Dave Gardner, your Now Lifestyle Master Trainer, and I'm super excited to be getting into the next video with you right now. In this video, we're going to talk about exporting subscribers. Now, you might want to know, okay, why would I want to do that when everything is being housed in-house by Now Lifestyle with their, immense data system, their redundancy. Okay, they're going to save all your stuff there. But let's say, for example, you collect some discrete details, whether it's a phone number or whether it is their home address or their zip code, and you want to be able to do something a little bit more to segregate or to separate how they and to segment how they actually are in your actual system, or maybe even in your own record. So let's say, for example, you're going to start calling them or doing a text message blast. And so maybe you want to separate them so that you can actually get people all from the same zip code or from the same area code. And so something like this to export would be very beneficial. And I want to show you just a couple different ways. I am not a Microsoft Excel expert anyway, and nor do I claim to be. So you can always just do a search on Google for field delimiters and CSV files, which I believe stands for comma separated value. And so if you have something like a text message broadcasting program that you're going to be involved in, or maybe ringless voicemails, that's something that's very popular. And so you need to upload, of course, contact details and phones. You need to have something that separates them. So I just want to show you something here. If we have the little semicolon first, I want to make sure that I'm in the right campaign. And so notice the campaign that we did before. Right here we have, of course, just the three that we played with Now Lifestyle leads. But in this one, in this case, this demo account, I don't have any people that I really want to play with. So I'm going to go over and flip to my account for a moment where we have this NLS outside lead. So that was the same one that we played with in another video. And I have a bigger list that'll make a little more sense. And so when we play around with this, we want to make sure we're in the right list. So I'm going to choose the NLS outside leads, or if you want, you can choose all your campaigns. We're going to do the ones that are active. Again, I have chosen, depending on how we want to do this, we can either select all the categories or we can just choose individual ones. So name and email are your basics. Let's say one of these custom ones would be possibly the phone number or maybe address. And then the more we have, of course, the more values that would separate. So I just want to show you the difference between those two when we're using, for example, something like a semicolon. And if we export those leads, we're going to see a little pop-up saying whether it's required or has been saved. And notice it says the fields is required. So I'm not really sure why that did that. I think maybe because I didn't physically type this in. And so we will get that entered. We make sure this is changed back to outside leads pages. I will enter my name and my email, and we will try it again. So if that does happen, just go in and hover over this and actually click it on your keyboard, the actual colon, and then we will export it, and then it should go without a problem. And give it a second, and before we know it, here we go, successfully updated. What do we want to do with this file? We want to open it, and we're going to bring this over. I'm actually going to bring this over a little bit, and we're going to see that that list is right here. And if you notice, if I open up this file, this is all in one column. So that can be very confusing because it's got the name and the email together. So we want to go away from that. So one trick to do, we're going to get rid of that file. If we go back here, one trick is to take that same thing, and because again it's called a comma separated value, we want to actually make it just a comma. We want to make sure everything's set again, so we want to get it back into the correct campaign, the outside leads. I want to look for the active members. I got my name and my email, and we're going to click export. We're going to choose that. We're going to give it a second. It's refreshing. And in a moment, we should see a dramatic difference in the outcome of my actual values that I pulled and I requested from the system. So again, what do I want to do with my result? I want to open it up, and we are going to make it a little bit smaller. I'll bring it over again, and I want you to notice the big difference here. The big difference now is that the name is in one category, or one column I should say, and the email is in another. So that can be really powerful because it makes it a lot easier to separate, a lot easier to play around with. Maybe this column would be the phone number, this column could be the zip code. So we can really pull away our information and our details with this. So again, playing around with this, testing out the different delimiter values, you might be able to get different results. Again, check it out for yourself. You won't have anything in there in the beginning, of course, because you have to be able to have a list of people to do this in order for this to happen. So, maybe it's something you do once a month just to have a database of your list. Maybe it's something you do yearly. Or again, if you have a lot of leads and you're trying to pull, very fast and trying to take all their phone numbers, maybe it's something you do daily. Okay, so again, lots of power and lots of things we can do here with the email autoresponder, in this case with the export subscribers. Again, this has been Dave Gardner. Thank you for watching along with this training video. Hopefully you found some immense value. If you have any questions or comments, you can always join us and hit us up in the Facebook group or support tab up top. We really want to hear about your successes with these tools and how you're actually implementing them into your niche, because we want to help the family out. So as I always say, you get out of it what you put into it. And the big question that I always have for you is, with all these awesome tools that you have in the Now Lifestyle family, what will you create to make your legacy? And what will you create to help others so that you can make a difference in the world today?